Right, now time to fit the Evotech Performance Radiator Guard to the NC750X. It should be a relatively straightforward affair, but I've not tried fitted it in any shape or form, or trial fitted it even. So what you'll see is all the problems I come across. Now, having a look at the instructions on how to fit this, it's a straightforward thing. It just pushes on and it's a few screws, so it shouldn't be too challenging, but we will wait and see. So what is it we're trying to do? So let me just tidy this up a little bit. So that's what come in the kit, as you can see. We basically got 4 screws and 4 little spacers, a bit of a metal guard, and 2 aluminium sort of fixings that go on the side, and a number of and a number of sort of sticky pads that go on there. Now, what we're going to try to do is fit it into there. So I'll try and provide a little bit more light, and we're going to try and fit it in there. What you'll notice up the top, if you can see, if the camera's getting in okay, is that there's 2 sort of fixing bolts that fix the radiator, and then it's fixed down here. These don't need to come out. That's one of the reasons I bought this particular type of radiator guard, is because apparently it fits on. If you look in there where the light is, let me see if I can get it a bit closer. There's like 2 little slots that the top of the fins on the guard fit into, and then it slots in under there. You see where that bracing, little braces, it sits in under there, and then round the back of this is where those side mouldings go on. So basically it just clips on the front and then is sandwiched in by those metal casings. What I have done already is put some sort of ACF 50 on the bolts, and I've smoothed these up a little bit. So what I've not done is I've treated the main guard on the inside here, but not this area here. And I've also treated the nacelles, and that's now dried, so that's all just ready to fit. Let me turn the torch off. So the reason I've done that is that these sticky pads, according to instructions, stick along this flange here. So I don't know if you can see that, there's just like a little indent, look at it that way, and they sit on that little chamfer that goes in there, and that's just to stop it rubbing up against this part of the radiator here. Yeah, where where the side metal parts sit in there. So just a little bit of a ridge there, and they sit in there. So so that's where they've got to sit in. There's been a number of suggestions that these sticky pads should go onto the radiator. And the reason being is that the back of the sticky would then be sticking through the holes in the guard, and therefore it's going to pick up flies and debris and dust and all the types of things that go with it. And I understand why people are suggesting it goes on there, but on the Evotech instructions it suggests fitting them onto the guard. And I think the reason being is that I'm not sure how much adhesion you're going to get sticking it onto the fins of the radiator, and they're probably likely to come off. So I'm going to follow what the sort of the manufacturer suggests, and I'm going to stick them onto here. So let's have a go. You see also we've got these little round pads here. Now what they do is on the inside of the guard here, they sit in there, and that's to stop any kind of abrasions happening onto the side of the radiator. And these obviously will then screw on to that, so they'll be on the inside there, so it won't stop anything to do with the fixings. So anyway, let's crack on and have a go, see how we get. That might be slightly better. So I've got gloves on, but this might not be the good thing to do, because you've got to pull the backing off. So alright, here's just an alcohol wipe, which I'm just going to wipe over there just to make sure there's no grease and that these are dear. And all we're going to do is stick these 4 onto there. Oh, and they're not sticking that well actually, so maybe we need to dry these off a bit. Oh, it's stuck now. I think we're just going to dry those off. Right, so anyway, that's one. I knew gloves weren't a good idea. to, ooh, gloves are coming off because can't be doing that. Right, so that's interesting. That is that the sticky that's on there appears not to have come off. So come off. So something to think about when you do this. They're not the best sticky pads, that's for sure. Anyway, rather than interrupt the video, I'll come back and have a go at that and do that another time. It should be relatively straightforward. They're not sticking that well, so let's have another go with this one. No, so that's one thing to bear in mind, is those sticky pads are not particularly very good, and they don't seem to be working. Hopefully these ones will be a bit better. Let's have a go with these and see if we can do any better with these. So, and the idea is that 3 of them come here and they stick on there. And they seem to have stuck a little bit better. Right, so they're stuck on there, and they seem to be sticking on a little bit better. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stop the video just for a second, and then I'm going to try and sort out something to do with these pads that are just not sticking, because I want you to see the sort of fit, and it wants to be a sort of a live fit, and you'll see all the problems I encounter. And hopefully once it's on I won't have to take it off. Anyway, bear with me, I'll go and get them done and come back shortly. Right, when I'm back, the way I solved the problem was by taking these little rubber pads and sticking some double-sided tape to them. So nothing too technical there. And obviously my double-sided tape and their double-sided tape are 2 different things, because mine is sticking and they're not. Strangely, the pads that go on the side here did seem to work, so that's good. But anyway, what we're doing now is I try and position the camera a little bit better. Make sure it doesn't fall over. What we'll try and do is get this fitted and see how we go. Anyway, here you go. Right. So as I said, there's 2 little slots here that this has got to push up into. Well, that one's slotted in nice and easy. And this one's a little bit tight. So if I bring the camera around here and get a bit of light in there, you'll see that little slot there, if you can. There's too many hands. Let me see if I can put the light there. All right. So what you've got there is that's got to be pushed up over the top of that lip into there, and it seems to be, if you see where the brake pipe is coming down in there close, it seems to be failing on that. So let me have a go. It might just need a little bit of persuasion here. So. Oh, there you go. So, right. Right. So, as you can see, that's slotted into those 2 slots, one on that side, one there. It just needs a little bit of persuasion here, and he's pushing nice, and that's already quite tight. So yeah, piece of cake, isn't it? Right, the next bit now is obviously to fit the side these side panels that go in there, and all they basically do is they screw in and they slot on the back. One of the sticky pads needs to sit down this line here, so let's have a look at that and see if we can do that one, and hopefully they'll stick. So all I'm doing is just placing it as central as you can. I don't think it has to be too precise, and that's one bit. It's good, done. And I can't have that, that's just too wonky. And that one's done. Right, so now it's just a case of screwing them on into there, and that's job done. So the screws have all dried. These little washers are quite well made. They're machined, obviously, and they look to be of quite good quality. I don't know if the screws are stainless or not, but they look okay. All the threads are nice and sharp, and it looks to be of a good metal. So so far I'm quite pleased with it, and it was very easy to fit if you can get some sticky tape that works. Right, so I'm just going to put them in loosely for now. I think the biggest challenge for this, and when you're thinking, is just how small the screws are. So one thing I've just noticed now is when I've got to get that bottom screw in, you've got to put a little bit of pressure onto the back here to line it up. But it's really such a simple thing. You don't. Right, and we'll do the same the other side. Right, so let's put that in a bit. So it might be worth on if I was to do it again, is doing this side first, because one of the things which you've got there is the O's, and if you can see there. The O's is there, so you might have a little bit more adjustment there, but this has gone fine. You don't need to do anything with that. It's just a matter of lining it up. Ooh. Right, so that's all fitted, and that looks really quite tight and well fixed. I'm very pleased with it, actually. So let me just nip these up. I'm not going to go over tight, but they do look to be quite well made, so I think they could take some torque if needed, but I just want to just nip them up a little bit. I'll keep an eye on them over the next sort of few rides or so, just to see if they vibrate loose. If they do vibrate loose, I'll obviously whip them out and put a bit of Loctite on. And I think I would probably recommend that if you was to do the job again. I'm not going to bother this time. I'll see how they hold up. But if they do vibrate loose, then obviously a little bit of Loctite wouldn't go amiss. And that probably was a good tip. I probably missed a trick there. Right, job done. Nice and easy. All I've got to do is clean up now. So here you go. You can start to see they do fit really well. It's quite a sort of straightforward guard, really. Little logo down the bottom, but I'm not really bothered by that. And I think it's going to give it some protection. Well, obviously it is. And I think that's a job done well. If you can see around the back there, it's very easy to fit. You don't need any special skills. Like I say, you might want to make sure you've got a bit of double-sided tape handy, so if you buy one and your pads don't stick, then that's good. But yeah, easy peasy. Up here, it doesn't seem to be rubbing on that brake pipe at all, even though it needed a little bit of persuasion just to get up into that slot. But yeah, I'm quite pleased with that, and very, very simple to fit. So anyway, that's probably enough for now, and hopefully I'll be able to protect those fins in those radiators from this point forward. So the next one now is one of the subscribers to the channel has asked whether the indicators are self-cancelling or not. I've tried to put the indicators on while it's static, and it don't appear they are. It just flashes and flashes, and you have to cancel it on the button. But they may be distance time. So in terms of you put your indicator on, and after a certain amount of wheel rotations, it will turn off. I'm going to take the bike out later. It looks like it's a reasonable day, even though it's a bit chilly, and I'll test that for that subscriber, and I'll post a little video with the results. Anyway, enough for now. I'm going to get changed and get out on the bike. Speak to you soon. Bye.